right? Before we jump into the maze, we've got to see what's in these chests, because we've got 2 of these supreme ascended chests to get opening, and kinda want some good stuff, if possible. A superstition. Kinda meh. I mean, it's a collection dragon, right? Can't complain. At least it's gonna help us with our collection one day. But of course, this was the free-to-play section chest from the Divine Pass, and then the other one that we're gonna get to open up is going to be the one for getting the insignias as part of the collection. So, oh, times 5 insignias, that's good. That adds to our grand total. That's handy. Then Ascended Sage, that's okay. I haven't had any insane drops for anything yet. 20 Earth tokens is not good. Don't care about that. Then we've got 25 keys. That could have been better. And then we've got our final Supreme Ascended chest. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? No! Well, every gem helps, I guess. Alright, so we got the second best event, IMO, in DC, starting not too long ago in the form of this new maze event. And we've got 2 days and 16 hours remaining. But this rotating island, I don't know, did they use this back when like those special building dragons came out? You know, the ones I'm talking about, like the big tower ones and the Egyptian one. Yeah, those. I don't know. But this brand new Chaser's maze event, we've got, of course, a new dragon in it, like we do pretty much every time, which is the Statuschaser dragon, which is a primary element legendary with happy element as well, which is interesting. I'm not too keen on the design, but like most things in this game, if you are a collector, I'm sure you like going for dragons for your collection. But technically speaking, Statuschaser isn't doable with the default free-to-play currency, unless you happen to get super lucky with, say, ads or something extra special. But today, I just wanted to go through what you'll actually get out of Chaser's Maze and what probably most people will get the most value out of going for, because Statuschaser, as you can see in the game, is unlockable by getting to the brown path. And so to get to the brown key path, you're going to have to do all of the previous key paths. And that's pretty standard in a maze event. So we'll have to go through like the blue key, and then we'll have to go through the green key, which, by the way, this dragon is super broken on PC. And it's like he exploded himself to death. Very, very terrifying. So I kind of want him. But we will have to go through all of the key paths, and actually we will be starting on this path soon. But to actually get the Statuschaser dragon, we can get an absolute max amount of maze coins of 7,200 by default from all the resets. So that's every 8 hours we log in, get the 600 currency, wait until next reset. We can get 7,200 coins max. But to get Statuschaser, he actually costs 10,830 currency roughly. Because this is on Deatlist, and it also seems to be quite similar on Ditlet and some of the other official sources I've seen. So it's roughly just under 11,000 how much he's going to cost, which is obviously a significant amount more than the total amount of currency that we can just get by default, which is that 7,200. And now, of course, we do have some other methods of getting currency, which for this event, it would be, of course, we have the Origins quest, which we will do this battle of. Then, you know, we get like 50 for the first 2, 100 for stage 3 and 4, another 100 for 5 and 6. Then we get 100 plus another 50, and then we've got the event chests as well. But obviously, you need to be logging in for every reset to get the full value out of these Origin quests chests, and I don't think a lot of people actually log in super diligently for these. Obviously, if you want to be right on time, quite similarly to the heroic race, you'd be setting alarms and things like that so that you don't forget. But, you know, I'd say just try and get as much extra currency out of these extra quests as you possibly can, and, you know, you'll get up to that 100 at the end before the final event chest. So, good luck with that. And the resets on this are every 8 hours at this point, so, you know, we're not going to get many more resets out of those. But the other way that you can get quite a lot of currency is for anyone that does have the full ads unlocked. So this would be anyone that has Dragon TV for longer than 21 days. You should have the full Dragon TV unlocked. So, well, I say Dragon TV for 21 days if you've been logging in for 21 days, because if you're a new player, this only unlocks after 21 days of logging in. So That's why we've got access to this version. And you'll see that we've already been watching ads and we've been getting quite a lot of currency from those already. I did actually get a 1000 currency drop, which is very nice. And then, of course, we've got a few more at 24, 25, and 26. And then after number 30, it's just going to be all food. So we'll at least want to watch up to ad 30, but we've got another ×3 lots of 45 currency to collect, which will definitely help on your maze journey. But what can we actually get out of this maze event? Because, you know, usually with these events, you have a few choices of what you want to go for. And the big thing that a lot of people want are going to be the insignias, because they're part of the current event, which you'll see these are on the brown path. And the brown path is the status chaser path. So it's the final path that we're going to be getting to. But on top of that, we're also going to have things along the way, like the starting path. We're going to have the event origins chests, which are either going to have badges or dog treats in them. But then we've also got to think about things like the fenrir plushes, because some people may need an extra fenrir plush or two. And you will see that on our way through, we can get extra fenrir plushes, although on the green path, that would be after the key. So you have to keep that in mind. And then on the other path, so like we've got battering ram coming up as a separate path, and then also tactile as a separate path, which if you go for either battering ram or tactile, you won't be able to get a status chaser, of course. And same thing, if you go for status chaser, there is no way in hell you're being able to go for anything else in this event. So you need to pick what you want to go for first. And the insignias for status chaser, can actually see where they are. If we scroll down on the status chaser path here, actually I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that we can get a bit easier. If we scroll down, you'll see that there are 3 ascended insignias at this point 815 currency of this level, and then further on at 2100 currency of this level, and then further down, that's when we'll get another fenrir plush potentially, and then we finish off status chaser. But status chaser's path alone is going to be like 6000 currency, but you have to actually get there first, which is nearly 5000 currency. So before we actually get to status chaser, we've got to go through Orc, Double Terror, and Explosive. But going through Orc's path, we will see this in game as well. See, we've got a couple of origins chests, and that's about it for the Orc path. Double Terror path, if we scroll down, got some useless stuff, some key chests, a lucky legendary chest, and then nothing really of value. We'll just get the key on Double Terror's path. Explosives path, we've got another origins chest, we've got a raven chest, gemtopia coming up. There's the key for status chaser. But if you go beyond that, that's when you'll be able to collect a fenrir plush. And I believe that this is actually slightly cheaper than going through the battering ram path. And battering ram, the difference is you get like legendary orb chest, you'll get things like joker orbs, legendary joker orbs, black chest. There is a fenrir plush at 6100 currency on battering ram's path. So if you just want to go for a fenrir plush that's quite cheap, maybe you forget to log in or something, you can go for it on that path. And then Tactile's path as well, we've got some stuff like some tokens, another origins chest, lucky legendary black chest, and a fenrir plush at 7500. So you can get some fenrir plushes on, well, you'll get a single fenrir plush by going through their paths, but then there is the potential that if you somehow manage to get all the way down to here on the status chaser path, which is very expensive and probably most won't be able to get there, you will at least have the chance to get a fenrir plush on the previous path here where explosive is, if you just want at least one of them. So like I've been saying, you've got to pick which way you want to go first, and I think that since we did get a big currency drop, just in case we get lucky, and since we want to go for the insignias anyway, I'm going to be going for the status chaser path. And I think that's going to be the path most people are going to benefit from, because you will get some other stuff along the way. But, you know, stacking up those event insignias, even though if you're free to play right now, it probably seems very, very bleak that you're going to be able to get 250 insignias, I know. But it is a 62-day long event, and you never know what might happen. Maybe you'll get some super good, like, ×5 drops from the insignia chest, like just tons of these, and they'll keep paying back. And maybe you'll actually manage it somehow by some crazy luck. It's possible. then, you know, that would be a free heroic and a free skin, which would be lovely. But even if it's not him, maybe you'll at least be able to open up quite a few Supreme Ascended chests, so I think it's worth going for the insignias for the most part. But they've probably made 250 undoable free to play, or as close as they possibly can. So do keep that in mind. But like I said, I am going to be going through the Chaser's Maze path, and we will be going through this black path first and making our way over to the Status Chaser path. Because we've got like 4,000 currency up to this point, and we do get ×2 on these event chests sometimes, and every time we see a ×2 for anything that's actually valuable like this, hell yes, I'm gonna click it. Please don't break ads. Please, please. Well, that was worth the ad watch. It worked. Thank goodness. Doesn't always happen on PC. Feeling blessed. But there's a heroic badge, which I don't think I need many more of them. And then ×2 dog treats, that's fine. I will take them. I mean, if we can manage to get the higher tier collection done, that would be great. I'm a little bit doubtful, but, you know, I will take anything that we can get out of those extra event currency items. So even if it is like tier below, that is fine by me. I'm mainly just playing these events for the insignias at this point, just in case, because I don't have a 500 orb dragon yet, so it would be nice to eventually get one. And this Origins chest is not a ×2, it's just a ×1. So we will be fine with some ×2 dog traits, and then we get to the blue path. And then if you are a new player that's not familiar with maze events, please do not finish off the previous path. If you finish off the previous path, of course you can get your hands on that path's dragon, but you can just, as soon as you get the key, just continue on with the blue path. That's the only realistic way that you'll have any chance of getting Status Chaser in this event, or any other maze events that you come across in future, because they like to make the final rewards, either like in this event, incredibly close to pay only, or just heavily reliant on luck, because then obviously they can get more people to spend more money on finishing things, because they're like, I don't want to fail, I don't want to lose out on my insignias and my Status Chasers. Then they spend the money. I wouldn't, but some people are more giving, shall we say. So we continue on with the blue path. You see that like common orbs chests aren't that great compared to the legendary orbs chests that you could have gotten on the other paths, like the legendary paths. And I think that's the main thing. The legendary dragons are more valuable in these maze events, because I mean, they're legendaries, they're going to be more limited on average, apart from some like select few, because like the rares and everything, they're going to be coming up more often in more events usually, whereas the legendaries don't always come up very often. But going through the key paths generally gives more event chests, and generally gives the potential for like obviously the new dragon as well. So it can be tough deciding which path you want to go down, especially where it's an event where it's a shorter maze event, because we do have short maze events and we have long maze events. And the long maze events, it's normally possible to get the new dragon plus quite a lot of other stuff, and that normally includes like runner event currency plus puzzle event currency. Whereas in the short maze events like Chaser's Maze, it's very difficult to get anything really of like huge value. So I think when you familiarize yourself with like whether it's a long maze or a short maze, and then after like a couple of events with those, you sort of get used to it. Yes, they do follow quite a pattern in this game with specific events, and maze is one of them. Again, maze can be an incredibly giving event, but that's mainly for the long tier maze events. Just like runner. Runner events are very giving events, like they're very rewarding events, but I don't know. I just like runner events in general, so I'm biased. It's just maze events can be a little bit slow. Like I wish that there was like a ×2 speed up button when we're like going through all these different paths. Another badge, really? I think I've had enough badges for what we can get in the collection now, or we're getting close. So the more of those we get, the more concerned I'm growing. I mean, when you're the opposite way around and you really would have needed like the rarer item, you're like, oh my god, my luck's so bad, I need the rare item. But then when you're just given the rarer items, it's like, oh, can you stop? Ugh, disgusting. You know what I mean? You ever felt like that? I felt like that. I'm feeling like that right now, in fact. But let's see how far we could get in this maze event anyway up till now, because of course we're not going to be able to get a status chaser today because we've got 2 days left, but we can at least open up this raven chest. What are we going to get in the raven chest? Oh, double rewards. I've got to do it because there is always the chance of just getting the heroic. Yeah, I have to. Raven chests. Raven chests. What are we going to get? Probably like nothing. 5 gems, you know what? That's fine. What else? 10 gems? You gave me a surprise gem for 5 and then you doubled it. And we got gemtopia, which is probably going to be 2 gems. Oh, times 2 gemtopia. Oh. Well, I doubt that's going to amount to anything, but worth the shot, right? 2 gems! And you know what's better than 2 gems? 4 gems. Hell yes. You know what? That was an extra 2 gems. That could be make or break one day. I'm calling it. That could be do or die for us. So, don't discount the times 2 gems, okay? Oh god, I'm so sick of this. Now when we run out of currency, we get this god-awful offer screen. Like, no, I am not going to spend £2 on 1,400 maze coins. Like, go away. Do you not see I'm free to play? Get out. Disgusting. Anyway, so it looks like this is our limit at the moment for where we can go as, well, with the amount of currency that we've gotten so far. So we are 3 tiles away from getting the brown key, and then obviously we will focus on that status chaser path, which is where the goodies like the legendary orb chest, more event chests, and the insignias are going to lie. But from this point, we can actually see how many more coins we can collect. So like 2,400 coins have been delivered so far, and that means that we've got another 4,800 coins that we can collect, which means that, those are my recordings. Why did that come up? What? But that does mean that now we've got 4,800 coins left to go, and obviously status chaser themselves is quite the expensive path. How much was it exactly? 6,020 to completely finish off the path. So unless we get some more ads tomorrow, which give us some bonus maze coins, we're not going to quite be able to finish off the status chaser path still. We're still going to be off by like a couple thousand, but I am hopeful of the ads, and I am hopeful that maybe some god tier luck will happen. Probably not, but at the very least we can collect all the other stuff and then potentially that extra fenrir plush if we need it, which I don't think we do. But let's open up this flame chest and a chest of the Joker orbs while we're here. So we got some food and we get this chest of very rare orbs. That was useless. Well then. No! I mean, we're only at 8 bones, but that means that we only need 2 more chests at this point, so then we can get some of that stuff. And I don't remember, how many chests do we have left looking through this? If we look on Brown Path, do we have just 1 more event chest left? I know that I saw at least 1 of them. Like, we've got 1 event chest there. Obviously, the insignias. So we could go and get one of the other event chests if we get to, like, this point. Or even if we just get to the end of the insignias that we're going to collect and then go and pick up an event chest from elsewhere, potentially. We could do that if we could afford it. But we'll have to wait and see how much event currency we get by the end anyway. You know, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But just before I leave, we've also got this beautiful girl to get hatching. We did get this dragon out of the most recent Dragon TV collection. And speaking of which, we do have another Dragon TV collection, which did bug out this morning, as in they didn't put any Dragon TV coins in. But for those of you that were affected, you should have actually been given your replacement Dragon TV coins now. I did see that some of the people that were affected by that did get like 5 coins back, which is actually pretty good because they're giving back more than what you should have gotten back. Maybe it depends on how many coins you lost, but, you know, either way, if you are missing any of the Dragon TV coins that you should have had, make sure you contact support to get them back. But in this Dragon TV, there aren't any fabtabulous possible things that you can get. I mean, Geist is in it, and I love Geist. And there's also, you know, Titan. But there's Sinful. That could be neat. I'd like a dupe symbol. That would help me in terms of not having to waste as many jokers. There's also Mama Heel Slut. She's back here. And then we've got Kung Flo. And then the heroic this time is High Arcane. And I already have him. But, you know, Magic Primary, not a bad one that we could, you know, empower. Add to one of our future 17 teams. And also, like, last thing is that the arena has been broken for, like, the last day. And they accidentally made it so that pretty much every single element is banned apart from certain specific ones, which has, like, ruined people, and some people can't pick any dragons at all because of it. And now that the arena chest is done, which I don't know why they did that mid-arena chest, but now we can actually start D-ranking again because we've gained, like, 1,000 trophies when I was supposed to be D-ranking. Blame the Alliance chest, okay? I had to do it for the Alliance, so we will be D-ranking. I'll do that in a moment, but I can't be bothered. Maybe in 5 minutes we'll do it. But good luck with your remaining maze event stuff and your heroic event stuff, of course. If you do have anything that you want to discuss in terms of Dragon City, we do have my Discord server and any advice that you want in there. But, you know, good luck. Hope the best.